Welcome back to another edition of the Flogsville Fantasy Podcast. We're here. It is week 2 of the finals, of course. Joining me, well, we've only really got one coach and potentially another one with him there. But coach of the Guns N' Roses, Ben. Hello, mate.
Good evening, sir. It's a pleasure as always. Just the one-on-one duties by the looks, which we've become accustomed to. But we might have a special guest here and there. Won't see.
Beautiful. No, that sounds good, mate. And what a round it was. What a round it was, Ledge. Semi-finals, throwing up some interesting results and a few interesting scores. That's for sure. And, stay tuned till the end because we've got a massive reveal. Huge news here at Flogsville. So looking forward to revealing some of that breaking news, which will be very exciting. So let's get into it. Well, it's quite interesting that our two highest scores this week were the two winning sides in the real finals. And that was myself and Brad finishing on the same score to share pigs of the week. Very different sides, Brad and I, but we managed to finish on the same score, which was quite bizarre. It really sums up the round as a whole. Shall we dive in to that matchup, Ben, yours and Brad's first?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to get this one out of the way, to be honest. Had the great presence of Brad Friday evening, and he was a little bit more intoxicated than I was, maybe a little bit more calm, and it certainly came through in the end on Sunday afternoon when he was playing some mind games early with the captaincy, playing around with Jack Steels and Took Millers, who he was never going to captain. And then, obviously whacked on Laird and, started pretty poorly. His two trade outs were better than his trade ins in Josh Kelly and Himmelberg, outscoring Trelaw and Walsh. So it could have been bigger. As we've mentioned, Scotty, for a lot of the second half of the year, he's been the form team of the bottom half of the 8 and threatened to do damage, and is doing such a thing. So. Unfortunate straight sets exits for us, but Zach Merritt has a lot to answer for being the only one less than 92 on my side. So disappointing to go down, but got to give credit and kudos potentially where it's different. We know he's been on the Zwift and on the Strava, so we'll send some kudos his way. But he's got some nice momentum rolling into next week.
He sure does, mate. And just want to say a massive congratulations on you for your season. Minor premier, of course. And how is the hat race going with 2 rounds to go?
Yeah, it's steady. This could potentially be a blessing in disguise because we're as much as matchups as we are trying to go a little bit unique now. So in that chase, it could actually help us. Sitting about 130 points out at the moment. So looking at a few different options, trading out popular players for guys with hopefully high ceilings, that sort of thing. So we'll wait and see. But for the competition side of things, it's no more games. So.
No, very good, mate. It's been, like I said, outstanding work from you, and to finish so high, if you end up getting close to 100, whether or not it's the highest that anyone in this league's ever gone. So breaking new ground, mates. And we'll mention Brad because we said coming into finals, he was the team that could do some damage. And it was just a case of, Rory Laird just getting the job done. Lockie Neal there coming up big. No tag from Carlton, which is, bizarre to say the least. And for you, Ben, seeing Zach Merritt there is the real unfortunate one. Shall we move on to our other matchup? It was between my God, your Liberatore and my boys, and we managed to get the win with a 22-85, same score as Brad, as we mentioned. But for a lot of the weekend, it was looking like Hugh's side were going to get the job done, but some underperforming premiums on Hugh's side. Tom Stewart, most notably, with 4 at halftime. It was quite bizarre seeing that and scrolling that far for him. And then to finish on a 46, couple that with Will Brodie, 20 points under what he can do. Kitty Coleman, second half, only scoring 6 points. So all these things, the margin in the end was only, 30 points there. So Hughes very unlucky. Rory Laird coming home, just couldn't quite pull off that mammoth score to get the job done. Yeah, in terms of everyone else, though, Brad Crouch, as we mentioned in the chat, has been an unbelievable pick from Hugh. He's been one of is the form player of the competition, just so underrated. His tackling, just the way he's scoring at the moment at will, has been a sneaky pod that only Hugh's team sort of picked up in the last little while. So, yeah, and for my guys, Bruce and Connor Rozee, I thought when I saw on Twitter that injury news, I was sort of thinking, oh, this is it kind of thing. But Doc and Neil on Sunday, a bit of a shout, I think. What about you, Hugh? What did you think?
It was really just came down to 2 or 3 guys on my side not getting an average, and that was the difference in a 30-point loss. So, I'm in ahhing all sort of week beforehand, trying to decide what defender to bring in. And with what I thought would be the safe option, and he scored half of what I thought he would. So, but it goes back to my week before as well, and the issue that you guys have faced quite a lot on the pod each week about my F6 position and trying to fix that up. Last week I had Coleman, which was sort of in forward thinking to this week, knowing that I had the second chance. If I had one, it would have been okay. But yeah, first time in top 4, out in straight sets, but a total of 80 points. So pretty happy with that effort. You got a plan?
No, that's absolutely right, mate. No, congratulations on your season, and I'm sure this is the start of some good things. Let's briefly touch on the consolidation final, semi-final matchups. We won't spend a lot of time on these, of course. We'll dive in a little bit deeper due to some viewer feedback when it comes to the prelims. But it was the B Sharps with an upset, some would say, over Team Golden Child. Mason Redmond was the big letdown for the Golden Childs. His boy, that's what he can dish up sometimes. And it was the Keys moving through to the prelim final. So congratulations to Jake there, getting the job done against the Glen Manton Fan Club. Anything to add, boys, on those matchups?
I think, to be honest, just having a first look at these matchups, I didn't know how close it was for all 4. 20 points, 30, 19 and 13 respectively. So, yeah, obviously a close week and not separating teams by much. So, but yeah, Mason Redmond, I know Rabs would be happy with his call last week of up and down and all sorts for Red Dog. So, unfortunately for Zach, the only real letdown for him, really, apart from CD. So, vice captaincy on Jack Crisp, that's a unique selection. But yeah, not much else. I'm sure we'll touch on a little bit more in the prelims. You say, Scotty?
I think the close scores is a testament to actually the quality of coaching across the league this year. It looks like we've got coaches in the top 8,000, so pretty decent. Really to see it, the still close scores late in the season.
Oh, very good, boys. Well, why don't we start? We keep going with the consolation finals, and we'll preview the prelims of those. We've got Phenomenal up against the Keys, boys. What do we see here? Just looking at some unique players, plenty of uniques. Rowan Marshall and Jack Steele really stand out for mine. And then a few of those Giants boys for Fenno against the Bulldogs under the roof. Anything could happen. It really depends on what Spike McVeigh does, and some Blues there as well. What do you see in this one?
I think this will comfortably be Fenno. I think he's rolling really nicely, and he really reminded us of that Sunday evening with his comments. So I think he'll have no problems in disposing of the Keys. Obviously a former housemate. But it's Tim Santo on Jake's side just to put the nail in the coffin. So easily, but yeah, a little bit of head wobble for Mike.
The head wobble that would be coming now when he listens to this, the fact that we're pumping up the conversation about this much.
I couldn't agree more, boys. Lots of head wobble there. Phenomenal. He'll keep it rolling into the grand final. Let's go. Smith's Crips up against the B Sharps. Surely Liam, he's also flying. One of the unlucky sides, really. Are we predicting a Smith's Crips phenomenal grand final?
Yeah, quite comfortably. Josh Worrell was a unique for Dale. Unfortunately, sets the scene, I think. And yeah, the likes of Miller, Mills, Laird, Brayshaw being uniques for Millsy, he'll be too strong. So.
Interesting to have Josh Worrell there in a winning side. It's just something to look at again.
Yeah, quite bizarre. Well, let's move on to our first prelim final. Quite an interesting set of prelim finals because it's very rare that the teams coming into the semi-finals sort of get through, and that's been the case this year with myself and Brad getting all the way through. The two teams coming off their bye, Armacray, you've done it again, and the Sisterhoods. Let's start with this matchup, colleagues versus partners. It's quite a theme for the prelim final. Quite an exciting landscape, and we'll get into our little reveal later on. But it's an exciting time in Flogsville, boys, because we can have a new premiership coach here, or coaches, I should say, with three out of the four teams have never won it before. Which is a very, very exciting time. I'll stop talking. Let's talk about Armacray. You've done it again up against the Burpins.
Yeah. Yes, we will get to that one. We were on the other one. My apologies, but yeah, as you mentioned, Scotty, former colleagues, I believe now, as came through the rumour last week. Very recent news the last few rounds, I believe, but. Yeah, not many uniques, only 6 from what we're seeing here. It has to be noted that Brad spent all of his coin. He's literally got nothing in the bank for this week. So you would think that based on that, Sam will, would have used the week off quite nicely and rested up and has some quite nice matchups with the uniques here in Bailey Smith against the Giants would be all right, and you'd expect Tom Stewart to bounce back quite nicely for him. So. On the other side, Brad, you'd have to think that some sort of attention's coming for Nick Dacos against Sydney. So potentially he might be in the plans. If he wasn't, he might be now. So, yeah, favour Sam, but there won't be much as I found out last week.
What catches your eye, Hugh, in this one? What do you think is going to happen?
Ben's summed that up really well, but I think the Adam Trelaw selection last week was a really interesting one. New role at halfback, doesn't know how to defend, and coming off the calf, hamstring, groin issues. It was, I saw that I was a bit shocked. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Friendly matchup, but you could spit out another 60 or something like that. So it might be a concern for Brad. It might be a plug and play sort of thing this week with that spot. Mitchell as well. Hawks are always experimenting, so he might be a bit of an option for Sam to move on to something upwards, maybe an Oliver or something like that if he doesn't have him already. I don't believe he does. So those two will be maybe the prime movers on the train table.
Excellent, boys. I just want to highlight a common matching player for both of these sides, and that is Darcy Cameron. It'll be interesting to see what both sides do. If in doubt, they move him on. Obviously, had a tough matchup last week against the Demons, but comes up against the Swans, who do give up a bit to the Ruckman. So I think that's a real interesting one to see what these coaches do if they try and maybe offload him and try and make him a unique or take him on, that sort of thing. So, yeah, it'll be very interesting. And captain choice, of course, will be pivotal in this one. Let's talk about the other prelim because this is an exciting one. We've got the Sisterhoods who finished in the top 4, first season in the comp, first season doing fantasy, if you don't mind, the fairy tale story. They come up against my lot, who also, like Brad, have no cash. But the Sisterhoods, unfortunately, boys, as you'll see, have got a little bit to deal with pending some tribunal stuff.
Yeah, just noticing that, the hold of Tim Taranto, who you would have thought would play this week, but he's been ruled out early. And then Yeah, Cripps at this stage, at time of recording, is not playing. So we're aware that he's appealing the decision. I'm not sure if that's come from the sisterhoods or from Carlton. I'm sure they're both eager for him to play this week. Yeah, because if that was to uphold the decision, that would really put a dent in selection for me. Yeah, you probably have to favour the Sarongs based on that news. I think not much in it at all. Rowan Marshall continuing to be unique. Should continue his good form, and yeah, there's a few other uniques who we spoke about before. So I'm sure on your side, Scotty, there's a few players you're nervous with. Probably Rosie with that knee, and Prusy with just, whatever he does each week. We're not quite sure what he's going to deliver. I'm not sure he knows what he's going to deliver. But it threatens to be another tight one. I struggled to tip this one. I obviously lost to the Hoods firsthand 2 weeks ago, so it'd be remiss of me to dismiss him. But I think if Cripps is out suspended, I would favour the Strongs.
Yeah, it's. I think the last week would have been Ash and Alex's first time without a matchup in fantasy as well. So I wonder how that week sat mentally. Was it a bit of a different look at the game, able to about their decisions, and then look ahead to this week, obviously. But similar sort of issue. A spot from paying attention. Trelaw in that new role. Sort of things that Ben's mentioned as well. But then on your side, Rosie, he's been, I think, clear to play, but how's that going to affect him? Prusy. And Prusy. So I think there's still a few issues on Scott's side, but I think there's just maybe one too many sort of flags on the sisterhoods at this stage. They've been winning all year, you could say, against the odds. So let's back them in one more time to make the GF in their first year, which would be absolutely remarkable effort for sure.
Very good, boys. Excellent analysis. Yeah, a few issues on my side. Braden Bruce is number one, I suppose. And yeah, whether you trust Connor Rosie, I don't know, because Essendon at Marvel, he's been in such good form that he could easily, pump out a decent score there. So I've been working away at those decisions and still haven't come to any conclusion yet. So we'll work through that. Teams who knows what could happen with teams, but it's been nice to have a bit of bench cover, I think, for my team in the last few weeks. Able to loop Elijah Hollins against you, Hugh, which gave me an extra 17 points, which was nice as well. So hopefully he goes all right, and I could maybe that might dictate what I do. It's a little bit difficult with the Giants playing first on Saturday. So that's unfortunate, but we'll see how we go, and it'll be all fun and games, I guess, against the sisterhoods, and honoured to play them, and exciting time.
Would we be able to get a guest appearance at all from the Hoods? Haven't been on the podcast all year.
Been right next to it all year.
I'm assuming we're looking at someone in particular who might have something to do with the Hoods.
Can we get a statement from the sisterhoods, or just no comment? I believe the Hoods will come on if they make it to the grand final. I believe that.
It's easy from the top.
It's hard, but it's hard. You need both of them available, really. You can't have one without the other. So I think that's the vibe from the sisterhoods. Now we have a special reveal. Now, Ben, can you please do the honours? But please introduce what you've got there in your hands.
Absolutely, mate. It's version 2 of the Flogsville Trophy. As you'll notice, as we try to zoom in, we'll see how well we go.
Or the glare.
Managed to get all the 7 years that we've had so far engraved on the trophy. So post reveal of this podcast and video, we'll send a more up close personal photo of it. But obviously something to play for. We had last year's premiere here last Friday night, and I believe there'll be some photos and some media circulating post this video. But a bit of a reveal. I know it's been a few years since we had the last one, but very excited to have this one now. And as you'll see, there's plenty of room. So come in the comp. But as you said before, Scotty, we could have a new name on the trophy this year.
Well, we could. It's a very high possibility that'll be the case. So yeah, exciting times. And yeah, when you think this comp can't get any better, I mean, we've got a trophy now and even bigger and better. So I don't know. Let's end on that, really, I think, boys. Good luck to everyone, including those playing in the bottom 8 finals. Yes, good luck. We hear you. We get it. Go well. Let us know how you score. That's about it. And then next week, yeah, grand final preview. We'll hopefully have both coaches in. We might have more than 2 coaches. We might have 3 coaches in talking about things, but we'll try and tee that up, boys. Any final words as we head towards the weekend?
I would never select Tom Stewart again.
Never again, Liz. Tom Stewart.
Yeah, good luck to all. It's very stress-free in this household now, so life's around. But no, obviously, yeah, good luck to all those teams. Yeah, we might have a all brand new grand final teams, so that would be something. But yeah, hopefully no injuries and everyone plays well, and yeah, may the best team win.
Absolutely. All right, we'll end it there. Good luck all.